Good afternoon, and I hope you've looked at the Telegram group. 6:30, we kept a special session for the environment, not the environment, sorry, map plotting. And map plotting with all the equipments, we will be looking at the index line method. So using that, we will be going ahead with that. Is everyone okay? Just scrolling up to see if there are any doubts. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all. So do we have a map class today? Everyone, did you see the link? Ram, yes, we have a map class. You can go to the profile and confirm that. You can register on that. So can I ask an environment doubt? Environment doubt क्या है जल्दी से बताओ. अगर क्लास के स्कोप में हो तो I will talk. Otherwise, we are starting environment classes in September also. जल्दी से बताइए. Any other questions? If you have, we are going to talk about forest resources today. Definitely, they have something to do with environment also. Is everyone okay with that? Quickly, all your doubts. Good afternoon. Sir, good afternoon. No answer writing today. No answer writing today. Cryptic species, nothing that concerns you. It's cryptic species more to concern with genetics. Okay, so nothing that concerns you. Species, we know species diversity and all that. Sometimes there are similar looking animals, but they do not interbreed. So within their species, it is intra-species diversity. So that is called cryptic species. Get that? Sir, your map class will be recorded or not? Actually, here weather is very bad and electricity problem, so I think I have to watch the recorded class. I think the classes can be watched later on. It's a special class today. Is it? So submitted all homework, but you haven't seen since 8 July. Okay, कुछ नहीं time मिल रहा होगा. बहुत से लोगों का देख पा रहा हूँ, बहुत से लोगों का भी नहीं देख पा रहा हूँ. That is why I am doing evaluation in the class itself. Get that? Everybody, anything else? Just take question tha, cryptic species, nothing else. Arif, did you get that? Cryptic species, nothing to concern you. But as I said, cryptic, the word cryptic means puzzle. Puzzle नहीं समझ में आ रही हमें. They can be the same species, but उसमें थोड़ा सा difference हो गया. आपस में breed नहीं कर रहे हैं. They might look a stable species, but for some reason they might have critical issues. So that's that. Not for us. Sir, कल वाले question का best way में कैसे conclude कर सकते हैं? So कल वाला question क्या था? What was the question yesterday? I think it was about northeast, no? Northeast के regions. Get that? So better understanding of structure and relief of northeast can help us in the sustainable management of this tectonically fragile, biodiversity or ecologically important region. So everyone, if there are 5 lakh type of questions, so should I give you 5 lakh conclusions? आपने पूछा, मैंने conclusion दे दिया. So he says, how could we have concluded yesterday's answer? So question was on northeast physiographic units. Northeast physiographic units. So अब इनको problem ये है कि इसको conclude कैसे करें? Answer लिखना बहुत दूर की बात है. Answer नहीं लिख पाते हम. We are not able to write the answers, but we have discussion. ये intro कैसे दूँ और conclude कैसे करूँ? Because this has been sold. I said a better understanding of the structure and relief of northeast. Structure and relief of two adjective डाले मैंने, tectonically unstable and ecologically fragile. A better understanding of structure and relief of tectonically unstable and ecologically fragile northeast India will help in its sustainable development planning and management. अभी मैंने कह दिया. He said इसका conclusion बताइए, and I said this. But then I'm saying, first of all, yesterday we did not have the body. There are people who don't have the body, and there are people who are running after conclusion. So conclude कैसे करें? So conclude कर दिया. I gave you a sample. So he asked the question, I've given a sample. But the fact is, suppose you are going to prepare 5,000 questions before going to write the answers. Yes, in the examination. So would you look towards the teacher for 5,000 conclusions? Number one, first thing is this. Second thing is, randomly. So I have just said, like if I would have really appreciated this question, sir, this is how I wish to conclude. How does it look? आपने मुझसे पूछा, sir, please give me a conclusion. I gave you that also. I have no issues. I gave you conclusion also. I'm saying, even if I prepare for 5,000, can there be 50 more questions which will be asked, and again I will not have conclusion? Why? Because sir did not tell. Look at the questions which you people ask. So the question should have been, sir, ये conclusion कैसे करूंगा मैं? और I did this conclusion समझ में आता है? So there is a nature of conclusion. Nature of conclusion. सर मॉर्निंग में मैंने ट्राई किया था, मुझे मेरा कंक्लूजन सेटिस्फैक्टरी नहीं लगा. मेरा सेटिस्फैक्टरी लगा आपको शिवम? डिड यू लाइक माय कंक्लूजन टू योर सेटिस्फैक्शन? स्ट्रक्चर एंड रिलीफ of northeast, of techtonically unstable and ecologically fragile northeast will help in its sustainable management and development. Yes or no? वैसा है कि सर सुबह I went to the bathroom but feel नहीं आया. Nature of conclusion. A possible solution if question had a problem. Get that? A futuristic way ahead. A futuristic way ahead, or a call to action. A futuristic way ahead, a call to action, or context turn to conclusion. These are 4 techniques of conclusions. I have used one to give. So is it better to learn a technique or this thing? Now, do I have to tell you the technique? My class doesn't have the answers. This is not the time I should be training you into conclusion. Number one, I just told you that there are multiple ways of concluding. I can just play with any of the conclusion, whichever way I want. A possible solution, a futuristic way ahead, a call to action, a context turn to conclusion. There are multiple ways in which I can conclude. I know the techniques and I can do that. Should they be told to you right now? Well, first of all, the class needs to be filled up with some content. Then you can play around with this. That is one thing. Second thing is the class also needs a level of maturity. When we have students sitting in the class who are counting the number of minutes, so last 11 minutes for them it will be a wrong thing. तो ये है कि अर्ली मॉर्निंग में अभी मेरा सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है, ऑल पीपल who are sincerely looking into answer writing, पहले बॉडी में दम ले आइए. Start getting the body correct. Start getting the body correct. Intro conclusion के तो rules हैं. Intro conclusion के तो rules हैं. We can train you. I've been training into writing for so long. So that's why when people come and tell me like मैं तो answer writing course attend करने जा रहा हूँ. You are a beginner. उनको आता नहीं, उधर क्या करोगे भाई? Answer writing में they will tell you to structure, they'll tell you to talk about language, they'll tell you introduction, conclusion. Now tell me one thing. I have a movie. I have a movie already made. I want to select its scene and make a trailer out of it, make an intro out of it, or show where it ends, conclusion, or the thriller or suspense of the movie. Yes or no? This is possible only when I have the movie with me. True or not? Students ask me hypothetical questions. Sir, जरा intro, conclusion and trailer दिखा दीजिए. Where is the movie? Where is the movie? So the idea is we must be able to generate the content. Get that? And for that, what is needed? A bigger thing than this. First, prerequisite for answer writing is brainstorming. Priyank is saying reading तो हो चुका ना Priyank? वो तो मैं काफी करवा चुका हूँ. In the classes, am I giving you material, handout? Are you doing all that reading or not? All that is happening. I always said, somebody asked, no, in between, sir, can I refer to the notes or books while writing? No. Keep them aside. Answer writing begins with brainstorming. What you read, वो तो content आपके पास होना चाहिए ना. And brainstorming as per question. So I think today's discussion on this is enough, and I am glad that at least some of you started writing answers, and some people, as it is, I'm saying, right now this girl is giving mains. Sir, I hope you are doing well. I haven't received my checked copies for last 2 days. So morning, evening, they're writing test, and I'm checking morning, evening. Some people say, "Shape क्यों नहीं करो? Time नहीं मिल रहा है." And here we have, like somebody did not submit in the class, during the class did not submit, और उधर भेज रहा है अपना आंसर किस चीज का? सॉइल का, जो भी क्लास में लिखा है वो मुझे भेज रहा है इवैल्यूएशन के. Please don't misuse it यार, मैं ब्लॉक ही कर दूंगा. Do we get that? So people who are writing mains, उनका 2 दिन से रुका हुआ है. So please understand. I wanted my current students also to get a very strong understanding of answer writing. So I will be bringing more answer writings, and it will be discussed right in the class. And I'm glad that some of you are going home and doing that. Abhi conclusion and intro रोक दे. Yes. For next 5, 6, 7 answers, can we get the content in order? That we have our idea, we have the order of the idea, we have the sequence of the idea, we have the answers in that level. Moment that level is done, trust me, I will tell you about introductions also. I'll give you many samples. I'll give you examples also of introduction. Is all Everyone, audio, video fine? Chali, then quickly, let's start with today's class and your doubts and your ideas on that. And answer writing, I'm glad that some of you are doing that. And Monday we'll write another one. Okay? Monday we'll write an answer on today's topic. Today is forest. So tomorrow read something on forest. Monday pakka we will be writing an answer on forest. Be prepared for that. Arpita said did not understand. Did not understand what, beta? What you did not understand? Quickly ask if you did not understand anything. Let me upload the file, and if you have any question which you did not understand, please let me know. Okay. So first question today is forest important? Significance of forest. अच्छा दो चीजें sorry everyone sorry two things let me write the topic of the day फिर वो हो जाएगा कि syllabus भी तो है remember we had skipped one topic what is that natural vegetation of India remember vegetation of India so what are we going to do natural vegetation and then forest so natural vegetation of India this is chapter 1 of paper 2 that topic and second is forest resources of India. So I also have sent you some answers, but after writing with you in class, we get to learn about. Okay, so please don't send me the answers which are discussed in the class. Get that? This is chapter 2 of paper 2. Natural vegetation. So what is natural vegetation? Everyone, first let us understand what is natural vegetation. Natural vegetation. Assemblage of flora in a given region. Assemblage, a collection of all the flora in a given region. Do we get it? Natural vegetation when we are talking about for India. Now, India's natural vegetation can be seen in the form of forests. What is that? Let us look at that also. Forest is what? An assemblage of plants. With a dominance of trees. Grassland, an assemblage of plants with a dominance of grasses. Get it? Or you can also say a natural region with a dominance of trees as their vegetation. A natural vegetation region, Natural vegetation region. A natural vegetation region with a dominance of trees. A natural vegetation region with a dominance of grasses and deserts. A natural vegetation region or assemblage of plants with a dominance of xerophytes. Is everyone with me on this? Are we clear? Now I'm going to go one by one into all these things what we are talking about, and we will be looking at the natural vegetation of India. So natural vegetation of India and what is man-made vegetation? Let us understand that also. So can I say natural vegetation is the vegetation which came into existence without human intervention? Yes. So neither human breeding or seeding. We can breed plants, we can seed plants. So without breeding and seeding by humans, whatever comes as the vegetation, that is called natural vegetation. Example I want to give you. Remember, in the world, around 31% of land use is under forest. Remember that? World forest, when I told you about that, when I was talking about land use, yes, 3 particular land uses. One is agriculture, then we have forest, and third is non-agricultural land use or built-up area. Now I want to tell you, in the world forest, 97% of the forests are natural. Out of all the forests, 97% are natural, and 3% are by human breeding and seeding. Is everyone okay? So do we understand natural vegetation? So when humans are not there. And natural vegetation, can I say natural vegetation is a manifestation of edaphic and climatic regimes. I'm sorry, I've written it in technical words, but I think my class would have matured to take on this understanding that natural vegetation is a manifestation of edaphic and climatic regimes, means soil, it depends on soil and climate. True. Do we know the soils of India? Do we know the soils of India? Which soils are not fertile? Which soils are not fertile? Let me see which soils are not fertile out of the 8. So laterites are not fertile. Okay, laterites are not fertile. 8 were there. No? So saline is also not good. Very good. So PT marshy is also not good. Very good. So desert soils are also not good. So 4 to ho gaye. 4 are gone. Mountain forest. Mountain forests are only suitable for trees. They are suitable for trees. Okay, but they are not the best. Perfect. So which are good areas for vegetation, natural vegetation? Alluvial is good. Okay, perfect. Black is good. Black is good. Perfect. Alluvial and black is good. Red soil, sir, okay. No, not the best, but okay. Very good. You're able to relate, everyone? Are you able to relate that? Amazing, amazing. Now, listen to me further. Listen to me further. So, going by the edaphic factors alone, I think I should find forests in the areas which you are talking about. Yes. But remember, vegetation also demands water. For trees, how much centimeter of water? If you remember, if you don't know, I can still tell you. Trees को चाहिए 100 centimeters से ऊपर. Trees will require more than 100 centimeters. Yes, grasses are okay between 40 to 60. They are grasses. Less than 40, bush aa jayega. Bush and all those things will be there. 40 to 60, grassy, bushy. Yes or no? I think below 30, it's all xerophytes. Below 40, it is xerophytes, in fact. Is everyone okay? So these are the two very strong deciders. Can I say manifestation? These are the two very strong deciders of natural vegetation. Is man also a decider? Sabka Pitaji. Is man also a decider? Because we have heard of something called as natural selection. Have you heard of natural selection? Nature selects. Natural selection means nature selects the fastest, the strongest, the most deserving. Yes or no? Darwin, as you were saying, in human beings also competition, in animals also competition. Yes or no? Nature selects. Purvi is saying determinism. Yes or no? But now there is a bigger filter. Bigger filter. Nature may reject, but still we will select. Eucalyptus is one. Have we started growing eucalyptus? And is it considered as something called as ecological terrorist? Yes. Are we growing such plants in areas which are not normally suitable for that? That's also going to be challenged. Have we included biotechnology in that? Is everyone okay? So very clearly, natural vegetation, before I started my discussion, I first created the idea what is natural. Natural is untouched by man. But if you talk only vegetation, of India, of Uttar Pradesh, of Europe, or any place, well, man will come into picture. Did we get the perspective clear to everyone? Is the perspective clear? So let's look at what we have. Banale, natural vegetation of India. Natural vegetation of India. Spatial. Data also to be discussed. ये पहले बता रहा हूँ. In context of what can I say? ISFR 2021, Indian State of Forest 2021. So wherever you are writing your notes, this is the spatial part which I am telling you. Then I'll also be telling you the data part of it, but that will be through ISFR, more towards environment and ecology. Is everyone okay with this? Let's make a map of India. Everyone done? Now, edaphic, I know now. I'm so glad that most of you have done the edaphic part, or आपने बहुत अच्छा submit भी किया. Most of you have submitted very well. Edaphic part. Yes. Now, I know that this is black soil. I know that this is alluvial soil. You said this is the best. I'm also okay with this. This is the best. Black soil and alluvial soil, these are the best. Now I need rainfall. So let me bring rainfall. Is Is everyone with me? So this is more rainfall region. Which is the less rainfall region? Well, less rainfall region is this 40, this 40, and this 60. Let us say 40, 60, 60. Is everyone okay? Can we see that most of the red soil belt doesn't have water? Red soil belt. Is everyone okay? Less than 100, more than 100, less than 100, more than 100. Get that? And this is more than 200, more than 200. Everyone okay with this? Just giving you an insight how to catch it. Can I say forest, 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 forest? Possible? And if you are looking at the forests, they will be here also. Forest, 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 and forest. Can I say here I will get shrubs? So grasses को हम क्या कह रहे हैं? Bushes, bushes, bush, 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 bush. Mostly bushy. And can I say here it will be xerophyte? Somewhere in the center it will be xerophytic. Otherwise it is bush, bush, bush. True. Can I say Eastern Ghat can also give me some elevation? Because of elevation, can I get some forest here also? That's my understanding. That's my broad understanding. That's my broad understanding. So have I imposed 2 layers, everyone? Have I imposed 2 layers? What are my 2 layers? What are my 2 layers? One is edaphic, other is climatic. I've not decided it. I've not decided it. But that is there. Now let me bring the man in this. Let me bring the man in this. Anthropogenic. I expected forest, but here I don't see forest can come because there's a conflict with man. So forest will be here, here, here. Is everyone okay? Same for Tripura. Either be forest nahi hoga. Do you get the logic? Is everyone getting the logic? Natural vegetation of India. We are looking at forests over here. Northeast is going to have a rich forest region. Can I say Northeast? Yesterday we were talking about structure and structure and relief of it. States except Assam and Tripura plains will have forest. What type of forest? What type of forest? Your trees require 100 centimeter, you have 200, you have excess. When you are excess, you are the happiest forest. Equatorial to nahi kahenge because they are not at equatorial. Can I call them evergreen forest? Best forest, evergreen forest. Chaliye, Purvi Niga sir, equatorial ki jagah we can put tropical evergreen. Is everyone okay with that? But not all Northeast gets same amount of rain. So slight less, it will become tropical semi-evergreen. Yes. Why we are looking at forest require more than this thing. So if you are more than 200 centimeter, you can be 2 categories. 400 centimeter. Imagine there were places 400 centimeters. And hill slopes, remember hill slopes are not good soils, but if there are tree cover and natural tree covers are there, we have not gone and planted trees in Arunachal Pradesh on the hilly slopes. They were the natural ones. Yes or no? We have not seeded and breeded over there. So they are there. So tropical evergreen forest, tropical semi-evergreen forest, that is going to be there. Is everyone okay? And if at all some rain comes towards like 100 or something, 150, there can be something others also. मुझे यहाँ पर ये भी लगता है because of height, altitude की वजह से, I think there should be some conifers also. Conifer, alpine, montane forest. Is everyone okay? Are you okay with the vegetation? Yes or no? And in the plains, what has happened? They've chopped off the forest. They have chopped off the forest. With altitude, no. At height, we can have grassland also. These are called alpine grasslands. Height पे जो grasslands होते, grasslands which are at height. But sir, you said grasslands are generally, those are dry grasslands. Remember, there are 2 types of grassland. One is tropical grassland, other is temperate grassland. These are cool grasslands. Grasslands in cool areas. Kashmir, if you have heard of Marg, Gulmarg, Sonmarg, these are alpine grasslands. Everyone, did I give you some clarity on the vegetation? Is everyone okay? Now I have written FF in Bihar and UP. Kar jayega ki nahi? Has to be removed, sir. Bihar and UP can't have forest. Were they suitable for forest? Yeah, they were suitable for. But they want for agriculture. Then where is forest? Uttarakhand is forest. Is Tarai belt a forest? Either आ जाएगा forest. Is everyone okay? Can I say foothills will have forest? So they will have forest. Which forest? Again, now not evergreen, because as we are going inside, is the rainfall still 200 or less? So I got deciduous. Very good. Now everyone, now we are going to get a category of forests which are deciduous. अच्छा, tell me, here we have Jharkhand. Jharkhand में forest होगा? Jharkhand plateau region, will there be forest? Yes, sir. Jharkhand में होगा. Yes, Garjat Hill होगा sir. Chhattisgarh MP forest sir, forest तो होगा. East forest is here. And can I say forest will be Satpuras will be forest? Oh yes sir, Satpuras act as a divide also. Yes or no? But the problem is that the rain is not too much. Get that? So everyone, near this line we will have A and B. A will be moist deciduous. B will be dry deciduous. Moist deciduous is from 100 to 200 centimeter. Dry deciduous is from 70 to 100 centimeter. Have I given you very specific things? So if I'm looking at Satpuras of Maharashtra, they will be dry deciduous. If I'm looking at Satpuras towards, like Chhattisgarh and Odisha, some part, they will be moist deciduous. Is everyone okay? Dry and moist deciduous. Everyone, this is the look of a evergreen forest. 3-story forest. What is the look of a deciduous forest? So if you go to northeast, what kind of a forest are these? These are very dense forest. These are very dense forest, dense hardwood forest. What are these? These are dense hardwood forest. Is everyone okay with this? What are these? These are open forest. They have a lot of undercover, under or vegetal cover, undercover or vegetal cover. They have grass. These have no grass. If you remember that, everyone, do you remember this? ऐसा कुछ याद है या नहीं है? So everyone, if you're roaming about in the forest of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, yes, where you would have heard about, that Rudyard Kipling writing Jungle Book and all that, Mowgli की कहानी उन जंगलों से. But in the northeast, the forests are very different. Yes or no? Can I say there is going to be grass also over here? And 2 types of forest. What are the 2 types of forest? जल्दी से बताइए, what are the 2 types of forest? Moist deciduous, dry deciduous. Do not anywhere disrespect them, because they constitute 66% of India's forest cover, 2/3 of India's forest, and they are given a special name, monsoonal forest. Is everyone with me? So मैंने आपको 2 forest बता दिए, कहाँ पर होंगे? यहाँ पर होने वाले. Is everyone with me? Any questions? Please ask. Quickly, please ask. Everyone, where we had soil, did I share the vegetation also with you? Vegetation? That's already in the download sections. Get that? There we'll get that. Tree-layered forest is another name of evergreen. No, it is not another name of evergreen. It is a property of equatorial rainforest. It is a property of equatorial rainforest that there is a competition for sunlight. So first, tall trees, almost 30 feet tall trees are there. In the gap, the next tier of trees come, and whatever light is able to penetrate, third tree comes. So they have a very, very dense canopy cover. Ayush rich नहीं कहते उसको, dense कहते हैं. Dense canopy cover, and they are stratified. But when we are talking about the tropical deciduous forests, they are not that tall, number one. And generally the trees are not so closely packed. They are very far spaced, and they have a lot of undercover. In that means grasses are there. This also impacts the biodiversity of this region. You will find that big herbivores and carnivores like deer, lion, tiger, elephant, they are found in deciduous forest. But if we are talking about the equatorial forest or these evergreen forest, you will not find the big animals, because there are no big herbivores also. So can we increase the density of open forest as to increase the quality? Oh yes, we can do that. We can very well do that. But as I told you that this is what we have tried, but we have not been able to succeed. Because Shubham, please understand that forest also meet a demand. And I want to tell you, monsoonal forests are the most exploited forests of the world. Reason being, number one, They have very good quality of wood. So their quality is hardwood, good quality of wood, which is there in equatorial rainforest also. But the problem with equatorial rainforest is you cannot chop it off. They are very dense, and their density is also very, their diversity is also very high. Do you get that? So in a small hectare patch, you will find 600 varieties of trees, whereas in India, in the tropical deciduous forest, you find trees in pure strands. Have you heard of that? What are pure strands? एक ही variety का, the whole forest is sal trees. The whole forest is teak trees. ठीक है? ये ध्यान रखना. Moist deciduous का representative species is teak, and dry deciduous representative species is sal. Is everyone understanding what I'm trying to say till now? Have you understood this or not? Please give me a green on this if you have understood this. बेटा होने को तो जामुन, मैंगो, खेर, कनेर सब हैं. I am not taking you into that. What am I saying? I am just saying that I am just taking you into the two representative species. Will you remember that? Two representative species. So this one I've already uploaded. I am uploading it again so that like when the class comes, many people are in the doubt material किधर से मिलेगा. And I said answer. I think you need your content, no? Content at one place. Remember soil, everyone. All of you have already done a summary of that. Let me take you to the vegetation now. Natural vegetation. The studying natural vegetation of India, the present state of forest cover and everything is there. Natural vegetal cover is there in Himalayas. It is in desert everywhere. Vegetation types. As we noted before, vegetation consists of those plant species which live and grow together in mutual association. So it can be what? Can I read out some of them? Forest, grassland, and scrubs. Is everyone okay? Climatic factor is important. Tropical evergreen, monsoon, grassland, temperate forest, tundra, alpine. Have you heard these names? Yes, I've also used these names. A tree is called babool. Babool tree क्या होता है? ये semi-arid का होता है. So we'll be talking about that also. Get that? इधर आ गया teak. So Indian teak is an example of a good hardwood tree. So whatever I'm saying, book में भी मिलेगा. Book में भी मिलेगा. Don't worry on that. Moist, tropical, evergreen, semi-evergreen. Is my class clear about that? Apart from Shillong, this thing, they have said southern Sahyadri, Kerala and Karnataka also. Is everyone okay with this also? True. Kerala and Karnataka will also have its southern hill complex. Remember, a lot of rainfall happens. Moment there is more than 200. Remember, I had marked there 400 also in the southern part. If you remember the rainfall map, two places I've shown southern more than 400. One is there in the northeast, other is down in Kerala. So वहाँ पर हो जाएगा. So what species are there? You don't have to remember the species, but have you heard of rosewood, ebony, mahogany? ये कुछ नाम सुने? Rosewood, ebony, mahogany. So you can use any of them. यहाँ पे mahogany. Is everyone okay? So ये हो गया. Tropical moist deciduous. अभी क्या बताया? Tropical moist deciduous का representative species. Which one was it? Teak. Is everyone okay? Teak. 100 to 200 centimeter. Where will it be? Wherever that 100 centimeter line is there. Can I say Sahyadri will have it? And northeast and foothills of Himalayas. Foothills of Himalayas. Is the logic connecting? So as school kids, we were mugging up these things. Either we went into the reason. No, there are few factors. Edaphic factor, rainfall factor, man factor, theme factor. If somebody asks you, examine the factors governing the natural vegetation of India. So you say edaphic factors, climatic factors, and human are the modifiers. Is everyone okay? Very simple. Naam bhi bata diya. It's not very difficult, but the fact is, why I am bringing it is that if we were doing it the same way as we were mugging up in the school, then learning will be very compromised. So that should not happen. मुझे लगता है नंबर 1 ऐसा ही लिखा होगा is moist, tropical, evergreen and semi evergreen. तो ये मुझे यहाँ दिखाई देगा everyone. Then they are saying tropical deciduous moist. This is number 2. This is number 2. So this looks like number 2, everyone. Can you see this is number 2? And can you see that this has got something to do with this line? And do you recognize this line? Do you recognize this line? Makes sense? Moist deciduous. And is moist deciduous kept something here also, southern part? Can you see this? The southern part also there will be 100 centimeters, then there will be 200 centimeters, then there will be 400 centimeters. Can I see the symbol for dry deciduous? Third is this. Can you see this is third? And can you also see third? Can you clearly see on the map that? Can you clearly see on the map that third and second make up for most of India's vegetation? Is it okay if I said they are 66% to third of it, and these forests are called monsoonal forest? The moist has teak, the dry has sal. You can remember S for sal, S for sukha hua. Sukha is sal, teak is the moist one. Will you remember? Are these the only trees? No. I live in Western UP. So my dry deciduous. Everyone just imagine somebody is living in Prayagraj, Bihar and Prayagraj. They are on the number 3. Can you see that? They are on the deciduous, but on the boundary of wet and dry. But as you are coming towards western Uttar Pradesh, is my dry deciduous ending and which one is coming? Can you see what comes after that? ये वाला बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, एकदम सूखा वाला जो है, thorn. Every no, not 05 Nikhil. This is thorn. Can you see thorn is there? Hockey stick and this thing. So I live in Western UP. I am at the margin of thorn and dry deciduous. So everyone, I want to tell you what has happened to my tree. What has happened to my tree? In Bihar, Prayagraj, Varanasi, the trees are of that sal teak variety. If they are there, first of all, those trees have been removed. Is everyone okay? If those trees were to be there, those trees would be good trees, good green trees. But when you come towards my side, Western UP, the deciduous is tired because there is no water. Remember, deciduous tries to save water. So my tree has become thorny. तो मेरे यहाँ पर पता क्या है, कीकर है, बबूल, कनेर. People who are from this western side, they would understand कीकर. और कई जगह कांटे. कीकर has got thorns or not? कीकर, बबूल. And people from Western UP, हरियाणा, जहाँ देखा कीकर पकड़ के डाली से टूथब्रश के पैसे बचा रहा है. Yes or no? No sir, it is not saving money. It makes our teeth strong also, sir. Datun, yes or no? Do people do datun or not? Datun is okay. हर जगह पे थूक रहा है. That's a different thing. And not even केसरी. Yes or no? कम से कम विमल वाले का पैसा तो कमाओ कुछ. So this is my side. But if you go on eastern side, अच्छी लकड़ी मिलती है, उधर शीशम मिलेगा. Yes or no? There will be even mango tree. We are looking at other trees also, jamun and all those things. So they are there. Jamun भी बल्कि इधर आ जाता है. Jamun भी dry की तरफ होने लगता है. अच्छा, people have seen कीकर and बबूल. अंतर बताता हूँ. This is dry side. कीकर का जब आप पेड़ देखेंगे, the पेड़ has got this very thick black bark, woody bark. देखा आपने? कीकर का पेड़, woody bark, सूख चुका होता है. Yes, but if you take a wet deciduous, moist deciduous, you know, Ashok ka पेड़ and all that, so there the bark is also thin and green, and you know all the lovers of my country ऐसे पेड़ पर बना के आते हैं, जानू, रानू, इस टाइप का कुछ लिखते हैं नहीं. No sir, I have never done this. हाँ, if you are on this side कुछ कर नहीं सकते. If you are on the drier side, you can't do it. Yes or no? saying sir, स्कूल में, फिल्म में, अरे बाग बगीचे में बैठकर, और कहीं होना हो, कस्मे वादे पेड़ों पर तो हैं. Yes or no? पेड़ पे तो आपने मतलब कितने रिश्ते कायम कर लिए. I think you need an archaeologist to find out कितने लोग इस पर कर गए. I'm sure there will be some people who will go into the school and do that also. Check धर्म क्या था इनका. स्कूल बेंच, हाँ, स्कूल बेंच. और वो ट्रेन पे जो होता है, पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी तो यू नो इज फॉर अस टू डर्टी, नो. आगे आने वाली जनरेशन के लिए निशानी. अरे वाह, वो तो ठीक है पूर्वी, एक निशानी ठीक है. अभी सोनू विद रानी, और उसके बाद फिर नए पेड़ पे नया दिल, नए नाम. चलिए, इज एवरीवन ओके? आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग द वेजिटेशन और नॉट? अभी सब लोग ज्योग्राफी छोड़कर कोई लाइब्रेरी पहुंच गया, कोई स्कूल पहुंच गया. कम बैक. रिमेंबर, कुछ लोग यहाँ पर, सर मेरा टाइम कीमती है. Everyone come back. I just wanted to tell you, you know, like whatever you may find it funny or not so funny, was it related to the amount of moisture available? The bark of the tree, was it related to the amount of moisture available? Yes or no? When you are coming towards Haryana, Western UP, Punjab, Rajasthan border and all that, the tree's bark is going to be very dry. ये छाल जो होगी, and many of you will see यहाँ पर आकर people have started drinking that water also, उसकी छाल का. Yes or no? बैठे बैठे बाबा ने उसका भी चूरन बना दिया. पेड़ से तोड़ो अर्जुन की छाल. People who are understanding, you would understand that people are actually taking that bark of the tree, putting it in water overnight, soaking and drinking that also. Next day, I think it will add to your blood, will get purified, your lungs will be cleansed, your skin will be better, and your hair will be better. Cholesterol भी ठीक हो जाएगा. Amazing. I was wondering which tree helps in understanding NCERT, and then I realized what a big fool am I. Actually, there is no such tree. It's just that I have to just give advertisement that it does. It's about marketing. I can name that tree anything. If you are my students, you tell everyone, sir ने कहा यही पेड़ पियो, NCERT आती है. Perfect. We are believers, no? थाली बजाओ 8:08 पे 8 मिनट के लिए 8 बार, फूल बरसाए जाएंगे आपके ऊपर. Is everyone okay with the vegetation? ये एरिया समझ में आ गया. तो जल्दी से let us see. हाँ, एक थॉर्न वाला समझ में आया. Good market, not poisonous tree can be sold as संजीवनी. बिल्कुल बेचा जा सकता है. बाबा एक दिन चैनल पे जो बोल जाएंगे वो ले लो. Everyone done with this? Is the thorny also done? Xenophatic कहाँ पर है? यहाँ पर आ जाता है. थोड़ा सा मैं रीड कर रहा हूँ because many of you don't read. Can I say शिवालिक, भाबर, तराई? There will be a lot of rain over there. There will be sal tree. Sal tree is there. Both teak and sal are economically very important trees. Sandalwood, if you go to south, we have Karnataka में sandalwood बहुत है. Did you hear of Veerappan, the famous sandalwood smuggler of his times? Yes. So sandalwood, Shisham, Kher. So these are some of the names. Can you remember some of them? Whichever comes to your mind. So that's what we are talking about. Dry tropical. Dry tropical is 70 to 100 centimeter, mostly where rainier part of the plateau and Ganga plain, rainier part of the plateau. So we are looking at plateau and we are looking at not much is there. So extensive leaf fall happens. I hope everyone understands the meaning of deciduous. The trees will shed their leaf because there is less moisture to conserve that moisture. So extensive leaf fall happens, and such a forest appears as a vast grassland with naked trees. So there are trees or not there, trees have all shed and it's all grassland. So people who are living in central Uttar Pradesh and west of that, have you seen such a situation during summers? Yes or no? Grasses will get burnt in dry summer, this and kill seeds of weeds, but they damage the standing trees. On the wetter margin, it has a transition of moist deciduous, so that is also we are looking at. और यहाँ पर क्या हो जाता है, typical spiny and thorny varieties will come. As I told you, typical spiny, तो यहाँ पे wild palms आ जाएंगे. Is everyone okay? So that's what we are going to do, and we are also looking at sea cactus making an entry. Cactus will start coming up over here. Okay. In Rajasthan desert, even the impoverished vegetal cover. So vegetal cover is very impoverished. The spelling is wrong over here. Impoverished. Impoverished means poor vegetal cover. Yes. So ये हो गया. Next will come our. Just a minute. So Vindhyas, Satpuras, Sahyadri have monsoonal forest. I hope you can get that. And then we will have the mountain one. Is everyone clear up to this point? And then I'll go further. Vegetation clear for India? Can we draw a map also? Now, when we are looking at after this, what comes after the dry part and everything? Let's go towards Himalayas. We have wet, temperate, wet, temperate, wet, and temperate. So, everyone, please get this word: temperate. Equator, Tropic of Cancer is tropical. 30 degrees is subtropical, and here we have temperate. Is everyone clear that India lies in the tropical, subtropical, and a little bit in temperate? So is the tropical and subtropical covered till now? Have we covered the tropical and subtropical in our categories 1, 2, 3, 4? So now if I go further, should I reach the temperate? I am reaching the temperate. And because it is the foothills, so is it giving a lot of rain? So this absolutely black belt is that. This black belt is wet temperate. Is everyone okay with that? So this is what they are calling is wet temperate. Wet temperate. After that, what happens is dry temperate with grassland and alpine. So dry temperate, why dry temperate? Remember, on the foothills, first there will be more rain. As I go towards the mountain, will the mountain rain reduce or not? Other side will be rain shadow. So everyone, can you see the northern side of Himalayas will be dry, southern side will be wet. And since both of them are falling in which latitude? Temperate latitude. So can I call them wet temperate, dry temperate? And which also go further higher, they will be called as alpine. Alpine. Is everyone okay? Is there a logic? Wet temperate, dry temperate, and further high will be called alpine. 7 of them. Certain factors of natural vegetation with edaphic climate and anthro can be include relief now. So tell me one thing, what does relief do? Relief is height, no? Relief is height, altitude. So altitude also does the same effect of latitude. Altitude does the same effect of latitude. I will be teaching you that also. Don't worry. I will be teaching you that in a short while. Yahan tak clear? Because your altitude will change the temperature and rainfall only. Can you see that? Relief, Himalayas have changed because of height, they are cooler, and the southern slopes are rainier, northern slopes are relatively drier. Is everyone okay? If you are understanding what I am saying, अगर आप समझ रहे हो जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, तो let us challenge ourselves. Quickly draw a map. Quickly draw a map and plot the vegetation types. Remember, you will have to give a legend to the map. Key देना पड़ेगा ना, symbols. I hope all geography optional students realize the importance of mapping now, that we need to draw maps. So everyone, I have drawn dry deciduous, wet deciduous. So dry deciduous is 1, wet deciduous is 2, third is wet temperate, fourth is dry temperate, fifth is scrub, sixth is desert, seventh is alpine. Is everyone okay? Desert is blank. And only one is left. Which one is left? Eighth is evergreen and semi-evergreen. वो यहाँ कहीं पर आएगा. It will depend on this. It will depend on this. Say for example, if you ask me, so this will be, southern part will be evergreen, semi-evergreen. Here also I will have Meghalaya, evergreen and semi-evergreen, and rest I will make it moist deciduous. MD, MD. Is everyone okay? Broadly, do we understand how to make the forest map? Is the spatial part clear to everyone? Not just forest, sorry. Also the vegetation. So what are the vegetation types that we have? Forest, thorn, desert. Forest, evergreen, semi-evergreen, deciduous, moist and dry. Get it? Then we had temperate, and then we had alpine. Is everyone okay? Any questions, please ask. I'm not ending on this. I'm going to go further in this from the point of view of forest. So everyone, I would want, whatever I've said may be wrong. Whatever I've said may be wrong. So I would want you to go to your atlas and look for the natural vegetation page on that. Go to the content and find natural vegetation map. Is it like this? Are the categories like this? And people who have Orient Black Swan, can you please paste the forest map of India? Forest map of India. Orient Black Swan वाला forest map of India. एक forest map करके दिया उन्होंने, forest and wildlife. There is a forest and wildlife map if you can show it. If somebody can share it. So कृष्णा कावेरी साइड में, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, साउथ वेस्ट मानसून दोनों होते हैं, वहां एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट क्यों नहीं होता? पूर्वी देयर इज एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट, ड्राई एवरग्रीन, अभी बताऊंगा. आई विल गो इनटू द डिटेल्स ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट आफ्टर दिस. इज द ब्रॉड कंटूरिंग अंडरस्टूड टू ऑल और नॉट? एवरीवन प्लीज हैव अ लुक एट दिस. दिस इज द नेचुरल वेजिटेशन वन. You can very clearly see. This is the wet, dry deciduous, moist deciduous with a pocket of dry. With a pocket of dry, there can be a pocket of dry in that. Can I say this is thorn, thorn, thorn? This is desert. This is desert. And this dark one is montane, subtropical. Can you see everyone? There will be a subtropical also. Subtropical. And then there will be temperate after that. Everyone, does it tally? Does it tally? Everyone, please do not put any more, upload any more of this natural vegetation map. Orient Black Swan people, Orient Black Swan people, I am requesting you, if you have the forest map, there is a forest and wildlife map करके. Forest and wildlife map. Everyone, is our map tallying or not? अच्छा, एक और चीज है. One more thing. One addition is here. Everyone, can you see this special one? What is this special one? Littoral swampy delta V. अभी बनाऊंगा उसको. I will be making that. Did anyone find that map? ये अजीत का मैप आया. थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग अजीत. अजीत ये बहुत क्लियर नहीं आया है. Everyone, this is the forest map of India. Get that? This is not at all clear. Ajit, if you can resend it. Everyone, please note something over here. Please note something over here. This is the actual forest map. Can you see? UP and Bihar don't have forest. Forest तो actually इधर. सतपुरा, अरावली, छोटा नागपुर, ओडिशा, ईस्टर्न घाट. फॉरेस्ट इधर, नॉर्थ ईस्ट, and forest इधर, southern hill complex. Forest is here also. Do you get that? There is a competition between man and the nature. Is everyone okay? So one was expected forest, another is actually वो कहाँ पर है? दिव्यांशु ने शेयर किया. Thank you दिव्यांशु for sharing a better copy. Everyone, I want you to give it a thought. My idea is to bring debates to you so that you can understand. देखिए vegetation तो सभी बताएंगे. All books will tell. But can you see how beautifully this map captures where forest was possible? Where is it? Everyone, can you see Aravali and Malwa? Aravali, Malwa, Satpura. Aravali, Malwa, Satpura. Can you see towards eastern part? Jharkhand, Odisha. Jharkhand, Odisha. Telangana, Andhra. So people who are going for forest services, you also get a cadre over there. ओडिशा में जिसको मिला वो ओडिशा में सच में फॉरेस्ट है, झारखंड में सच में फॉरेस्ट है. ये है. आपको अगर मिल गया पंजाब और हरियाणा, उधर फॉरेस्ट है ही. राजस्थान, गुजरात. Is everyone clear with this? So did we have a good understanding of vegetation? Now somebody asked me, sir, वो homework हमें नहीं पता क्या है. Everyone, can we make a table of the types of vegetation from this material? Regions of alluvial and black soil does not have forest. Shubham, that's where we are saying population center. Coastal areas, North India plain, black soil, there will be a competition between land and agricultural land and forest. Is everyone okay? Agri versus forest. Is it a natural competition or not, everyone? Is it a natural competition or not, agriculture versus forest? And I want to tell you that we are seeing it as a natural competition. I see it as a natural collaboration. Please understand, we think forest, when you say agriculture, or agriculture say forest, forests are very big givers of water in that area. Water cycle, groundwater stays up if the forest is there. If the forest is there, the quality of soil will be better. If the forest is there, it will act as a protection against wind and water erosion. So when we human beings in our short-sightedness see forest coming in the way of agriculture, trust me, forest is the caretaker of agriculture. It is very, very important. All others, किसी का कुछ stuck तो नहीं हुआ यहाँ पर? Is everyone okay? So I want to come to now forests. Is everyone okay? यहाँ तक clear? Is everyone okay with the vegetation part? Comfortable था? Good that we know the climate. Everyone, do we understand that rainfall map, that soil map, everything adds up. That's why I always say, like students who miss on my classes, यार वो पिछला मैं use करने वाला. And people who are still कसम खाइए कि map नहीं बनाऊंगा. Geography optional में तो देखेगा. So please make sure you make it. Get that? I want to go for a break with this question in our minds. Significance of forest resources. That is my question today. And I also want to tell everyone that, as I just told you, agriculture is not against forest. They are in fact all coupled. So I would want you to think about that. It is 16:25. Let's be back at 16:30. 1 minute already. It is 25 is almost over. Quick break, everyone. And then we'll start with forest resources. I hope no questions on this. I will be asking questions in the next class. I'll also be looking at the distribution of forests in India. Now we're going to talk about the world and India. Let me upload a file. So I asked you to think about the significance and role of forest. Yes. So let's look at forests, what they are. Forests give us products. Shubham is saying economic, fuel, food, fodder, hydrological, economical. Omkar is saying maintain ecological balance, provide primary resources, carbon sinks. Shivanshi is saying economic, very good. Shivanshi has thought of in headings, they act as a climate sustain factor, essential, absolutely okay. So they have certain services and certain products. What are services? Services can be written in. The services can be economic services. They can be ecological services. They can be socio-cultural services. And they can also be aesthetic services. But the beauty of it, Ecological is the hydrological cycle, the biodiversity. You can see water quality, air quality, recreation, carbon capture. There are countless ecosystem services. And as a raw material, remember, resources are not, they become, we convert it into saw, wood, panel, pulp, wood, energy. I want to tell you, a country that is looking for wood as energy is India. Sad, India and China. Very sad. Wood को हम किस लिए use कर रहे हैं? For burning. In the world, the forest resources are important. They will make furniture out of it. They will make sawn, wood, panels, many things. But for us, this is it. Everyone, I want to tell you that don't we see you living in India, in urban areas, semi-urban areas, peri-urban areas, there is a rampant use of plastic. Yes or no? Rampant use of plastic. लेकिन forest product का use थोड़ा कम है. Forest products का use कम है. Because wood we see more as burning. Unfortunately, wood is seen more as burning. Otherwise, wood say pulp and paper, newsprint, and packaging material. Imagine paper-based packaging material से ज़्यादा we are going for plastic-based packaging material. Yes or no? Easy, convenient, cheap, industrially produced. Yes or no? I'm saying looking for all those alternatives will also be an issue. So anyways, this is forest. Significance of forest. I also want to tell you this word ecosystem. When we're talking about ecosystem is a system of all biotic and abiotic components. And forest, if you know, forest or trees, assemblage of trees, is something called as a climax community. If you've heard of that. Means as life came on the earth or in water, it evolved over a period of time. It came as primitive life, and now it has gradually gone into become advanced, more adapted. Yes or no? So the most adapted and the most resilient level of evolution is called the climax community, and forest is called the climax community. And generally, when we want to see whether forest is how strong or resilient it is, there are certain ecological parameters on which we compare. The ecosystems. Hear that? Tropical rainforest is the best ecosystem. Net primary productivity means per square unit area, per unit year, and how much sun's energy is it fixing? Can you see this? Compared to that is estuaries. Remember river mouths? They are also very high. And have you heard of swamp and marshes? यहीं पर आएंगे mangroves. यहीं पर आएंगे corals. Have you heard coral reefs are called the rainforest of the oceans? Do you get that? Very high productivity. Look for a desert. Remember cold desert? 600. Cold tundra. Cold desert. Ice cap, no? And this desert is further lowest. 200 के आसपास. This is coming around 200. Is everyone with me on this? So first of all, we looked at different types of vegetation. We looked at vegetation in terms of area. But if you ask me, in terms of the kind of ecosystem they are, so as we are coming down, the ecosystem's productivity is reducing. Savanna grassland. Can you see? Grasslands are low. Forests are high. Can you see? These are also forests. These are forests. Forests will always have a productivity more than grasslands. But within forest, it is the tropical rainforest which will have the maximum one. Tropical forest will have more productivity than the temperate forest. Forest will have more productivity than the grassland, than the desert. Get that? Is everyone clear? So, thoda sa understanding, I want everyone to know about that. These are basic things I do more in environment classes. These productivity comparisons are there. Why did I talk about this in India? In India, we have evergreen forest and deciduous forest also. Yes, the productivity is different. So we are tropical moist deciduous forest will have greater productivity, net primary productivity than tropical dry deciduous. And the thorn will have further less. Do you understand? Thorn will have further less. And tropical versus temperate. We have temperate forest also, no? Remember, we have alpine temperate and all those. They are good forest, but in terms of productivity, they are less productive forest. And productivity as a biological unit, per unit energy. That's what we are talking about. इसीलिए आपने सुना होगा ये वाले जो फॉरेस्ट होते हैं, बोरियल फॉरेस्ट, एवरग्रीन, these conifers are called softwood forest. Yes or no? And these are hardwood forest. A hardwood tree is a strong tree. Hardwood is created under favorable conditions. Softwood tree is an adaptation, surviving tree. So that is that. वो अलग बात है कि softwood has got many commercial uses. Everyone clear? Now you will find that many, somebody asked me at the beginning of the class, so how can we conclude? I want to tell you, as I told you, there can be solution, there can be call for action. That is one of the conclusions. So I have seen many of the selected students, they use a lot of SDGs in their answers. So whenever a debate comes in forest, always remember SDG number 1, get that? And SDG number 15. ये तो पक्का है. 1 है, sorry, इधर. ये SDG number 2. Forest can help in ending hunger, achieving food security, nutrition and sustainable agriculture. Did I tell you forest agri link? Is everyone okay? Can you quote SDG number 2 whenever a question on forest comes? Somebody said that is this related to the energy that we get after burning? No, no, no. Sun's energy. How much sun's energy do we fix? Is that everyone? Remember, sun sends energy, reaches the plant. School में पढ़ाया था. Reaches the plant. From the plant reaches what? Reaches the herbivore. Herbivore to carnivore. Yes or no? Herbivore to carnivore. If sun has got 10,000 joules, how much will be here? So how much will the plant get? How much will the herbivore get? And how much will the carnivore get? So ये जो लिख रहे हैं ना 1000, 100 और 10 ये गलत है. ठीक है, ये जो 10% आप स्कूल में रट के आए हो ना ये गलत है. So first of all, at this level, the transfer is only 1 to 5%. After this, the transfer is 10 to 30% efficient, depending on the ecosystem. तो ये स्कूल में आपको baby stuff बताया गया था 10% law. 10% law applies only for average for terrestrial ecosystems, but otherwise actually क्या है 10 to 30%. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. But I want to give you a proof right now of why you were wrong, why that 10% is wrong. Get that? I want to give you a proof right now why that 10% is wrong. If X is an equatorial forest, if X is savanna, and if X is cactus, all three are vegetation, is their primary productivity different or not? So moment you said this will be 1000, do you see what a big mistake was that? तो मैंने यहीं पे दिखा दिया ना. So somebody said sir burn करने पे पता चलता है, we will burn it then we will get 9000 kilocalories. No, no, no. How much of sun's light are they fixing? Rainforest will fix more, grassland will fix only 2000, 1/4 of it, and desert only 200, much lower. Do you get that? It is very simple. It is like different bikes have different average or not. Same company, you take the same cc, or different companies you take the same cc bike. सबके average अलग होगा ना, engine अलग होगा. So this is the engine efficiency. Please consider plant as an engine. But all these things we do it in environment class. तो वहाँ करेंगे. समझ में आ गया? बीच में किसी ने कुछ कमेंट लिखा है. So you can imagine people who clear this examination UPSC mains. How many stunts do they have with them? कि उनको SDG भी पता होता है, सब कुछ पता होता है, और वो सब कुछ कर रहे होते हैं. They are doing everything. सर आपने बायो ज्योग्राफी, एनवायरमेंट ज्योग्राफी के लेक्चर में बताया था. हाँ तो फिर बता रहा हूँ. किसको याद है? अभी भी याद नहीं है बहुत लोगों को. नए बच्चे भी हैं. See everyone, when I teach, I am teaching keeping in mind that the student may not know. नए बच्चे भी तो हैं. हाँ, there are people who are counting hours also. 8 लेक्चर हुए थे भाई, घंटे गिनने लगा. Imagine you are with your boyfriend and girlfriend and you're counting अरे कितनी देर और बैठना है इसके साथ. How long do I have to sit? Painful यार. If you actually have to look at minutes, जैसा geography and me, ना बदल लो यार. चलिए, very important. SDG 15: protect, restore, promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem, manage forest, combat desertification, halt and reverse land degradation, halt biodiversity. कितनी अच्छी language है यार. This is amazing. People with weak language, SDG रट लो. SDG 15 wherever possible दे मारो. Can forest do this or not? Can forest support us in SDG 13 also? Take urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. So anyone who's writing means, no, वो साइड में लिखा होता है उनके पास अपने नोट्स में. Forest I have these 3 SDGs. I will look at the nature of question if that can be. अब I'm saying SDG can help empowering women. लिखा है तो लिखा है, जबरदस्ती तो नहीं है, but yes there are tribal women and all those things that can be there. SDGs ensure availability of sustainable management of water and sanitation to all. ठीक है, जंगल, remember कहाँ जा रहे हो? जंगल जा रहा हूँ. But that is not a good idea. So I think from my side SDG 2, SDG 13 and 15 are very good ideas for you. If you are smart, if you're serious about this examination, keep that in your mind and somewhere make a note in your notes also. World में forest कितना है जल्दी से बताओ. How much area is forested and where is it? So 31%, sir, you told me. Very good, 31%. If you remember 31%, please remember 4 billion hectare also. ये difficult हो जा रहा है. You remember 31, no? 3 plus 1 is 4. 31% and 4 billion hectare. Akriti says mostly equatorial region. This is very sad, Akriti. ये नहीं मान रहा हूँ मैं. ये ना हो पाएगा. If equatorial region is there, I understand equatorial region. This shows the concept is weak. Forest wealth of India. So please tell me which are the top 3 countries with forest. Top 3 countries. जल्दी से बताओ. Top 3 countries में सब clear हो जाएगा. Country with the maximum forest area. Maximum forest area. Indonesia, Brazil, Russia, Indonesia. कनाडा, इंडोनेशिया, इंडोनेशिया, इंडोनेशिया बहुत आ रहा है। एंड ऋषभ वाज देशभक्त, तो इंडिया निकला है। इंडिया, which is the highest forest cover? Equatorial region, you told no. That is why the question is coming. Equatorial region, highest area. उसे इतने सारे इंडोनेशिया कैसे निकल रहे हैं, मुझे ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा। एक बात बताओ, दिस इज द मलय पेनिनसुला, दिस इज जावा, सुमात्रा, बोर्नियो। जावा हो गया, सुमात्रा हो गया, बोर्नियो हो गया, छोटे छोटे से आइलैंड्स हैं। यस, इंडोनेशिया खुद जरा सा है। यू आर सेइंग लार्जेस्ट फॉरेस्ट एरिया इन द वर्ल्ड इज इंडोनेशिया। क्या नशा करते हो यार, मतलब हाउ कैन इंडोनेशिया भी? कुछ तो लॉजिक लगाओ। So many people going for Indonesia, I did not even keep track of who mentioned Indonesia, and there are many sitting who don't even type. उनके दिल में अभी भी they are waiting for me to write Congo. भाई Congo मुझे तो पता था, I did not write actually. I तो am this thing, no? Congo, Indonesia, these are tiny little countries. पापा हैं सबके रशिया. And remember, there is a huge tiger belt, untouched virgin tiger belt. Russia coniferous belt, maximum largest area under forest. उसके बाद ब्राजील, the equatorial people, और फिर से ब्राजील से हटा रहा हूँ कनाडा. People who have attended my class, I said, you know, एक अच्छा नाम है लड़की का, रेबेका. I remembered this. Russia, Brazil, Canada. In last 10 years, it has been like this. यही रहेगा ये. ठीक है? उसके बाद कौन है? उसके बाद भी आप देखोगे तो यूएस, चाइना आएगा. Can you see the area under forest is also subject to the size of the country? पूर्वी बोले ब्राजील में कट करने के बाद भी टॉप में है क्या? हाँ, पूर्वी थोड़ा पढ़ेंगे तभी तो पता चलेगा. तुमने एक सुन लिया आज तक में पेड़ काट दिया इसलिए वो कम हो जाएगा. ठीक है? शुभम सर, इंडिया कम्स इन टॉप 10. हाँ, इंडिया टॉप 10 में भाई. इंडिया 10 नंबर पर, 10th. ठीक है? उससे पहले सूडान हुआ करता था. सूडान यूज्ड टू बी अमंग्स दैट, देन थैंकफुली सूडान ब्रोक इनटू 2. इंडिया अपग्रेड हो गया, वी बिकेम 10. नॉट दैट, यू नो, हमने इंप्रूव कर लिया था. सूडान बेचारा टूट के 2 हो गया, सूडान एंड साउथ सूडान. सो इंडिया क्विकली जंप टू 10th. सो रिमेंबर, विश्व गुरु एटलीस्ट टॉप 10 में तो होने चाहिए हम. एंड सपोज इंडिया वाज 12th, देन मेनी पीपल विल राइट, सर इंडिया कम्स इन टॉप 15. टीचर्स विल टीच लाइक दैट. ये सब बढ़िया वाला नशा देना चाहिए, मजा आना चाहिए, फील आना चाहिए. और जो टीचर लिखवा रहा है ये सब डिक्टेशन देकर, वही पैसा बचा रहा है, पैसा वसूल करा रहा है. सोच नहीं दे पा रहे हैं हम कि यार इंडिया 10th में, 10th में बिल्कुल. Is everyone okay? But the sad part is the forests are being chopped off. Degradation is happening. But sir, we've lost so much in northeast region while we have gained in open forest. शुभम, क्यों बीच में से ज्ञान दे रहे हो? अभी बात ये हो रही है, पता नहीं कुछ भी अपना बोल के हम बात करें वर्ल्ड की, उसका आंसर नहीं था तुम्हारे पास. सर लेकिन इंडिया ने नॉर्थ ईस्ट में इतना खो दिया सर. अब आ गए मोदी जी, लगा देंगे, चिंता मत करो. सारे मंत्री लगे हुए, पेड़ लगाएंगे. कितना करना? नंबर 1 करना है. यस, मैसेज भिजवा दें बाई 2070 नेट जीरो के साथ में. नेट जीरो प्लस रैंक 1 फ्री, रैंक 1 फ्री, वो डलवा देते. ठीक है? तुम लोग घबराते क्यों? ग्लोबल फॉरेस्ट रिसोर्स असेसमेंट हुआ 2020 में. Since 1946, the organization that does it, उसका ध्यान दो, FAO, very important organization, food and agricultural organization. So whenever everyone, you want to find out anything on agricultural crops of the world, please refer to FAO site. Whenever you want forests of the world, FAO site. Whenever you want fishing of the world, ये भी FAO है. Do we get that important site? According to this report, that world total area is 4.6 billion hectare, 31. ये तो याद है आपको सबको? Remember, I hope you will not remember 4.06, 31%. And this thing, is everyone okay? But this forest is not distributed equally amongst the world's people. That's a sad part. More than half of the world's forest is only 5 countries. इनमें खत्म हो जाता है 50%. 50% goes within them. And can you see only one country is tropical in this? Only one country is tropical in this. So I hope you can very clearly see कि this is the tiger belt. Tiger belt और US में थोड़ा बहुत tropical आ जाएगा, but generally the hilly area, that is what we're talking about. Brazil is equatorial. Brazil is equatorial, so Brazil has big forest. And unfortunately, yes, they are degrading, but degradation तो सभी जगह होता है. Yes, sir? So I want to tell you that in the world, deforestation is happening. Please get that. Deforestation is happening, number 1, as a rule. Did we get that? 4 billion, 31%. Remember that. Second thing is, in world, deforestation is happening. Number 2. Number 3, deforestation is happening, but the good news is it is happening at a reduced pace. Is everyone okay? Where am I getting this data? हर 5 साल पे आता है. Every 5 years this data comes. So in your attempt 2020 will apply. Sir, I'm writing 2023, तभी apply करें. Sir, I'm writing 2024, तब भी apply करें. Sir, I'm writing 2025. अभी graduation अच्छे से कर लो, कहाँ 10वीं में करने लग गए, थोड़ा जी लो. But if you're writing 2025, even then this will apply because 25 report will publish in 26. Is everyone okay? आधे लोग तो इसी टेंशन में, सर मेरे टाइम तक बदल तो नहीं जाए. अगर बदल गया तो कोई भरोसा इंसान का. First news, 4 billion, 31%. Second news, deforestation continues, but at a reduced pace. Is everyone okay? Deforestation, sad news is deforestation is high in 2 continents. Can you guess which continents? 2 continents are reporting high deforestation. Can you guess? Africa and South America. Somebody said Asia. Asia नहीं है. Africa and South America. इज एवरीवन ओके? नॉट एशिया, तो ये आ गया साउथ अमेरिका। सर अफ्रीका तो दिख ही नहीं रहा। अरे अफ्रीका में सब काट रहे हैं यार, बेचारा कैसे चला रहा है जिंदगी उसे पता है। सो ये 2015 का बता रहा हूँ, 2015 का है दैट यू नो लाइक कंट्री और कॉन्टिनेंट विद हाईएस्ट वाज एशिया, सेकंड हाईएस्ट वाज साउथ अमेरिका, थर्ड वाज अफ्रीका। सो एवरीवन रिमेंबर 31%, 4 billion, highest with Asia, South America, Africa and Rebecca, Russia, Brazil, Canada. Can you remember this? This much data is enough. And SDG number 2, SDG number 13 and 15. 13 and 15. Itna karo. 13 plus 2 is equal to 15. Can you remember that also? Whenever forest comes, this you must know. Okay? North Africa is 17. So North and Central America, ये तो same है, almost same. ठीक है? We are looking at this is what we are talking about. अब देखते हैं ट्रॉपिकल फॉरेस्ट। ट्रॉपिकल फॉरेस्ट इज 45% ऑफ द टोटल फॉरेस्ट। सो दैट इज व्हाई when your answer was coming as Brazil, Congo and Indonesia, do you get that why you were saying Brazil, Congo and Indonesia? Brazil, Democratic Republic of Congo and Indonesia. I do understand why you were saying, but please understand those countries are small. So when we are talking about distribution of forest, no doubt tropical area has more forest up to 30 degrees. Is everyone okay? वो जो इंडिया को टॉप 10 में देख रहे हैं, आई होप यू कैन सी इंडिया में कितना माल दिखाई दे रहा है। वी आर 10th। कैन यू सी अनदर बेल्ट ओवर हियर? दिस इज कॉल्ड बोरियल एंड टेम्परेट। दोनों को मिला दिया जाए तो दिस कम्स 43। इज एवरीवन ओके? सो हियर वी हैव अराउंड 43%, हियर वी हैव अराउंड 45%। विल यू रिमेंबर दैट? व्हिच फॉरेस्ट इज बेटर इन टर्म्स ऑफ नेट प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी? व्हिच फॉरेस्ट इज बेटर? Tropical forest. Which forest is being mercilessly chopped off? Tropical forest. Which countries are in a better position to conserve and scientifically manage their forest? Which countries? The temperate developed countries. So their forest wealth is stable or improving, and our forest wealth is going down. Do we get that? Asia is the largest area, but can you see Asia is largest area because of what? One is Russia, other is China. Russia, China. Can you see that? ये दिमाग में रखना ही रखना है। ये US है। US. Can you see this? US का यहाँ पे tropical भी आता है, subtropical and something. This is subtropical. Get that? And this is Canada. Is everyone okay? So US और यहाँ पे हमने subtropical भी डाला है. This is sub. Why did I show you these pictures? Because when we see pictures, we remember more. We see pictures, we remember more. So once you have known this, job is done. Russia, Brazil, Canada. ये जो है ना 815 million hectare. ठीक है? इंडिया का भी लैंड यूज में देखा आपने कितना है? 70 के आसपास है नहीं? रिमेंबर लैंड यूज इंडिया लिखा है, आपने टेबल बनाया, कितना जल्दी से बताओ एब्सोल्यूट टर्म में कितना है? इज इट अराउंड 70 और नॉट? सुनो, वी आर, अगर डिवाइड भी करोगे ना, वी आर अराउंड 11 to 12 times lesser. Russia has 11 to 12 times more forest than rank 10. Do we get that? तो ये भी पता होना चाहिए एब्सोल्यूट नंबर में वेयर डू वी स्टैंड दो वी आर इन द टॉप 10 बट मोस्ट ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट लाइज देयर। आई हैव शोन यू इन द पिक्चर आल्सो। इफ समबडी टेल्स यू इन फॉरेस्ट वी आर विश्वगुरु एंड स्पेशली इफ द न्यूज़ कम्स फ्रॉम मध्य प्रदेश, सी द कैट वाज सीन इन मध्य प्रदेश, नाउ वी आर ब्रिंगिंग चीता आल्सो टू मध्य प्रदेश। अब तो फॉरेस्ट की फॉरेस्ट चीता ही चीता। ठीक है, एमपी में ऐसी कोई भी बात मामा जी बता सकते हैं, तो ऐसे मामा जी की बातों में नहीं है। इज एवरीवन क्लियर? सर बट वी आर डूइंग इंडिया, बट फर्स्ट वी मस्ट नो द वर्ल्ड, दैट इज व्हाई आई एम डूइंग दैट। Global Forest Resource Assessment. The people who did paper 1 with me, there also I would have said कि मैं paper 2 में लेकर आऊंगा. So I keep my promises. So if you have forgotten, that is why I have kept that also. अब कितना लॉस हो रहा है वो भी बता रहा हूँ। World has lost 178 million hectare. इंडिया में कितना है? इंडिया में 70 है। 178 तो लॉस कर दिया कब से? Since 1990. Get that? Africa has the largest annual rate of loss. And don't you think Africa needs forest the most? Because Africa has poverty. Africa has shortage of water. Africa doesn't have much soil. Yes or no? People need that. People depend on the forest. The rate of net forest loss has increased in Africa in each of the 3 decades. It has declined substantially in South America. So South America may go on. Asia, on the other hand, has highest net gain. Everyone. Asia is gaining, but which one is losing? Africa, followed by South America. Is everyone okay? So be happy. Asia is increasing. Asia is increasing, and again saying increasing because of like not because of these developing countries growing up. ऐसा नहीं कि Saudi Arabia is growing trees. It is probably like the East Asia, China, Southeast Asia, they are there, and India also. Somebody wrote, despite Northeast में forest cover going down, हमारा increase हो रहा है, हमारा data will always be increasing. कहता है वो instructions clear है, हमारा कभी कम नहीं हो सकता। अमृत काल में can anything be less? Everything has to go up. Is everyone okay? Europe and Asia recorded substantially lower rates of net gain. So they are gaining, but very slow pace. Is everyone okay? So this was world. 18% of the world's forests are in legally established protected area. So this is also one very good thing, that we have 18% of the world which has gone into protection also. Is everyone okay? Why am I talking about protection? Because of something which is very important. This is called the 2021 Declaration, how to include current affairs. In the 26th Conference of Parties at Glasgow, Declaration of Forest was made, in which these countries said that we would halt or reverse the forest loss and land degradation by 2030. Get that? So 2030 तक land degradation को हम कम कर देंगे. Signatories committed 19 billion rupees के around dollars. कहाँ है ये पता नहीं है. I think एक वेस्ट बंगाल के मंत्री के घर में मिले काफी. Yes. मे भी कुछ तो वहाँ भी है. India was among the few countries that did not sign the declaration. Hello, ध्यान दो थोड़ा सा. We did not sign the declaration. According to official quotes in media, India had concerns about declaration made in the form of deforestation, infrastructure development. तो भाई हमारे पास फॉरेस्ट ही तो है, वो भी नहीं काटने दोगे तो दिक्कत है. Yes sir. अच्छा ये प्यारा सा बंदर कौन है? नहीं आइडिया ऐसा लंबी आर्म्स वाला उनकी क्या होता है? एप होता है. द ओनली एप इन इंडिया. क्या नाम है हमारा? हमारे एप का नाम क्या है? इंडिया में एप का नाम क्या है? होलॉक गिबन. Heard of that? Holock gibbon. यहाँ तो orangutan हो सकता है. But in India, what is the name? Holock gibbon. The only ape. Ape is the one which has that long arms. India's palm oil imports are already linked to deforestation. अब बताओ हम palm oil के भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. Will the same pattern be repeated? Any commitment to environment and the climate change should not involve any reference to trade. India ने कहा भाई trade break हम नहीं जानते. ये WTO में बात करो. Get that? So forest है कट रहा है. But did you get the importance of this? Please understand. Till now, whatever you and I have talked of, forest as a resource only, no? Don't you think forest is a habitat? Habitat of, all life here. When I cut a forest, I take away all habitats. I take away all habitats. How many of you have witnessed this? How many of you have witnessed this in your city, with your house, that somebody came and encroached upon it and you had no say? You had absolutely no say on that. That's what we do when we do with the forest. We chop them off. And what we are saying is 18% of the world's forest को हम protected area बना रहे हैं. It's like your house has been declared, बेटा तुम refugee camp है, ये चलो ठीक है, you can live. This is what is happening to animals. Animals have full right to live on the planet, but we human beings at the top are changing everything. Is everyone okay? Deforestation rate globally has declined. Deforestation is happening, but it is at a declining rate, and decline is a result of sustainable management measures worldwide. And worldwide में मैं कहना चाहूँगा, not Africa. और South America में भी हो रहा है थोड़ा सा, not always. Do we get that? Africa has the highest loss. Asia has the highest net gain. Deforestation continues, but at a lower rate. More than 90% of the world's forests have regenerated naturally. So forests, if they have some problem, they are like an ecosystem. Remember, they are a climax community. So the amazing thing about climax community is that if it is disturbed, it auto-restores. If it disturbed, it auto-restores, provided the disturbance is within that flexible limit. So that limit was crossed in Brazil. Do you get that? So as long as the limit is flexible, तब तक ठीक है. Brazil में वो limit cross हो गई. This is equator. Lot of rain throughout the year. This is the famous forests of Brazil. Which river, the largest river of the world? Amazon and its tributaries. They form this. This forest is called selvas. Brazil's equatorial rainforest. It has what? It has equatorial rain plus river. Thick, dense, multi-storied forest. And I want to tell you, not only in quality, but quantity also. Remember, Brazil is the second largest area in the world. So it becomes a very, very important one. And the amazing part is that these forests have NPP is equal to 9,000. Amazing or not? A huge area, concentrated, guaranteed supply of heat and water. Heat because of equator, water because of lot of rain. You have the river also. Huge biodiversity. Nature has given us such a patch. This patch was acting essentially in very important thing in carbon fixing. Carbon dioxide, it used to absorb a lot of it. So carbon dioxide absorption was so high compared to release. Do trees release carbon dioxide or not? Do trees release carbon dioxide or not? Trees release carbon dioxide when they are not doing photosynthesis. Is everyone with me? When trees are not doing photosynthesis at night, they are doing respiration, they give out carbon dioxide. But these forests are so thick, so dense, such a huge area that their absorption used to be much, much greater than the release of carbon dioxide. Yes? So this is called a net negative scenario. net negative. In the net, you are doing what? You are absorbing more carbon. And they were absorbing so much of carbon dioxide, they were called the lungs of the planet. इस बार आया ना, wetlands are called the kidneys. Lungs of the planets are trees. Wetlands are called the kidneys. So prelims में आया. So all these things now, everyone, like, why am I talking about this? Brazil की तो बात ही नहीं आनी चाहिए. Sir, teaching time was 2.5 hours. I am talking about a case study. Please get that. I'm talking about a case study. This case study is going to go in your answer, will fetch you marks. Now the problem is that Brazil, most people are living here. Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. And this all forested area and this whole area is the Brazilian Shield, this plateau area is not very inhabited. And Brazil also want development, yes or no? And if the politicians come with a lot of pomp and show and propaganda, dunia badal dunga, ye kar dunga, wo kar dunga, when they come to power, they have to do it. And if they can't do it, then they will have to show it that we are doing. Then they will do fake things, yes or no? Then they will bring in the idea of nationalism and all those things. So Bolsonaro was one such idea, and not only Bolsonaro, usse pehle bhi. So when they promised development to Brazil, they said promise development is happening, but it is not happening because we have forests. They said let us start chopping off forest. So they started chopping off forests. Look at that. In fact, this province is called Amazonia province. At equator, the province is called Amazonia province. Remember, Uttar Pradesh is a province, Telangana is a province. So wahan par Amazonia province, and they started chopping off the trees. If you are a geography student, will you tell the president and the administrators over there that if you chop off trees in equatorial, hot and humid regions, there will be excessive leaching, laterization will happen. Yes or no? And this will make your soil infertile. Some tribals are doing this. That is called shifting cultivation. First of all, they don't know the reason. Second is they are doing small patch. But if the governments decide to chop it off, will it be at a large scale or not? But they started doing it. To the plantation banayenge. We will also grow our trees. Remember, once leached, the same original vegetation will never come. Yes or no? Leaching cannot be reversed. The for secondary vegetation will be poor. But nahi hum katenge. We will. Hi everybody. Am I still audible? Are you around? Hi everybody. Is everyone around? So ending this class.